Ever wonder what the climb was like for some of the most influential figures in the music industry? How did they navigate this crazy world of music, and what stories do they have to tell?
So you legitimately had no aspirations to do anything music related until you hopped onto a stage on Broadway just on a vacation?
No, I did not at all.
Nothing
Nothing at all.
But you weren't playing soccer by then?
I quit playing soccer then. Yeah.
What were you doing?
I'm a roofer.
Oh, that's right. You're a roofer.
So that's what I was doing, and I just tried to put enough money to go to Nashville. And back then, to go to Nashville was so much. It was such a big thing.
Right.
And now I'm going here like 10 times a year. So, you know.
And you have kids. They live in Norway.
They live in Norway,
Yes.
This is Road to the Arena, a series by Triad Music, whose goal is to create cutting-edge music technology designed to eliminate the mystery surrounding money in the music industry. Today's guest is Daniel Borge. He's the #1 Norwegian roofing country artist in the world, probably because he's the only one. But today, Daniel is recording some unbelievable songs with some of the greatest people working in the music industry in Nashville. And once upon a time in childhood, he was a standout national soccer player. We cannot wait for you to hear this family man's story. Here's Daniel Borge.
Daniel Borge,
Yeah.
welcome to Nashville from Norway.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, how many times, I guess it's the very beginning of 2024, but between 2023 and 2024, how many times have you been to Nashville?
I don't know. 15, 20, 25 times. I don't know. I'm here as much as I can.
What's the flight like?
Flights?
Yeah.
Always hard.
I mean, like how many hours? If you could fly direct.
If fly direct, it would be 10 hours.
So how many times do you have to stop?
This time I had to stop 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
What?
Where do you fly into?
Oh, I fly all over. It was from Norway, Stockholm, London, Charlotte, and Charlotte, Nashville.
That is
That is brutal.
It's not normally that bad. It's only one stop.
Moral of the story is you need to move to Nashville.
I know.
Grab your beautiful wife and come on down.
Yeah,
We'd love to have you.
absolutely. I would love to come.
Good. Okay, so Daniel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so
Why Nashville? Why'd you come to Nashville?
basically because I love country music.
Yeah.
That's why I came here the first time. I always dreamt of going to Nashville, and I was here on a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2 years before COVID, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I sang a song for fun on Broadway.
Yeah.
And in the audience, there were a producer and a songwriter that want to work with me.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the song?
It was You Look So Good in Love.
Oh, I
Straight.
love that
Yeah.
song. One of my favorite.
Yeah.
I love George.
So I sang that one, and they wanted to work with me, and I thought I was going to get filthy rich right away.
Right.
I didn't.
No.
I did not.
And I didn't.
Wait, you didn't? Yeah.
No, I did not. But I went home, and I went back to Nashville 6 months later and recorded songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
So I had to stay in Norway for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And just backing up, how did you come to love country music?
I've been thinking about it. I think it's because I grew up in church. Like literally in the church. We lived in the second floor at the church. My father was a minister. And the songs, the Norwegian songs that they sing in churches are old country
Mm-hmm.
songs, the
Really?
southern country songs. Yeah, a lot of them are songs that are written by Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and they just
Ah.
put the Norwegian words. It's just
Seriously?
translated. Yeah.
I love that.
That's amazing.
Okay, I'm moving to Norway.
How did that?
These are my people.
Well, like, how did that happen? That's so.
I think they understood something, that they just took hit songs and they
Pre-vetted.
and it
Change the words.
invented again.
I mean, so it wasn't that long ago then. I mean, these are all living artists, right? I mean,
Yeah, like back in the days, they call it the revelation that came to Norway, came from the U.S., the Pentecostal,
right.
and they brought a lot of good music.
Right.
It was the fiddle, the strings, and they sang country music. So I think that's why I always loved country music. And yeah, but when I came to Nashville the first time, I haven't heard about the new sound,
Right.
the bro country and stuff like that.
So you sang in Norway.
I sang for fun in Norway.
Okay.
I didn't sing for, like, as an artist.
Okay.
I actually didn't think I was good enough. It was like I sang in some weddings and on birthday parties and stuff like that.
Well, you are good enough. I've heard you.
Thank you so much.
I think you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
But as a kid, you were mostly focused on soccer, right?
I play soccer, yeah, a lot.
That was sort of the focus.
Yeah, I'm playing guitar.
Oh, guitar. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
So that's probably why I didn't sing too much, because I have two sisters. Both of them are singers.
Oh,
So I always play guitar and sang harmonica for them. Not harmonica.
harmony.
Yeah, right. Harmonies for them. And but the thing is, when I came to Nashville, I understood that people actually, well, it sounded okay. And after a while, I started believing myself too. So there were a lot of people that I always going to be grateful for meeting, because they believed in me before I did.
Well, let me ask you a question. So the people that saw you, the producer and the songwriter that saw you in the audience, what happened? So COVID happened and then they just disappeared, or are you still working with them?
No, I started working with them first, and then the producer, he had too much to do, so he couldn't help me. But the songwriter, he kept sending me good songs. So, but the thing is, I just started doing this, I went to Nashville and I met people like Drew, and he said that networking is the most important thing to do. And because of the networking, I met producers like Brad Hill, crazy good songwriters, and we're hit songwriters. So I just been lucky to meet a lot of good people.
Right.
So after that, I started working with Brad Hill.
Okay. Wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Fun.
Incredible.
That is awesome. And, the funny thing, so Daniel and I met, I was at the Tortuga Music Festival.
Yeah.
For a company, I was putting together a showcase at the Elbow Room. I happened to just randomly book an Airbnb at the owner of the Elbow Room's Airbnb, like at their place, for some other trip during COVID. Actually, it was during COVID because you couldn't stay at hotels.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'll get an Airbnb, and a bunch of friends. We went to Fort Lauderdale and we stayed there, and I met the owner, and I was like, well, I'm going to be down there for the music festival. Maybe we can put together some sort of showcase. And there was an artist who was supposed to play for that. She got pulled on the road with Priscilla Block as an opener. So last minute, I need somebody. So I just put out an all call on Instagram. Hey, does anybody know anybody who's already going to be at the Tortuga Music Festival? And our now mutual friend Julia was like, yeah, my friend Daniel from Norway. My grandparents immigrated from Norway. I was like, sold. I didn't listen to one single note. I'm just like, sold. And then you FaceTimed me or something from the Elbow Room. But it was like 5 days prior to the gig. Yeah. You're like, I'm already here. I'm like, you don't have to warm up for 5 days.
Sound check.
Yeah. So crazy thing, like we've been to the Tortuga Festival so many times.
Yes.
And have you guys been to Elbow Room?
No, I have never been there. But I'm going to the festival this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Elbow Room is packed.
Right. That's what he just was telling me.
It's crazy. It looked like, if you have seen the kids' paintings of Noah's Ark, when you see the animals are hanging out of the boat.
Yeah. That's Elbow Room.
People hanging out.
Oh my God.
That's the festival.
No.
That's the festival. It's on the other side of the road from the festival.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bar. And I was like, I can't do that because it's crowded. I'm supposed to turn off the music, have one guitar, and sing in that place.
Right.
But I did it, and it was awesome. It was like everybody loved it. It was so cool.
Your phone is translating for us currently. Do you have it set like every 10 minutes to just start translating what people are saying in English?
Yeah, because sometimes I don't understand.
It knows. It's the AI. It knows when you're falling behind on the. Now Daniel actually has unbelievable. So ever since I've met him, he has unbelievable English, and he also hangs out with a bunch of music type people from Norway who all speak amazing English. Although you think you don't have good English. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I don't think so. And also, the thing I'm saying every time before I sing is that I sing a lot better than I talk, because it's kind of a surprise element. Because when you're singing a song, you know what to say,
Right.
so you can practice how to pronounce the words.
Right.
So it's everybody. When I introduce a song, they don't expect anything. But when I sing, it sounds so much better. So it's a cool thing I can do.
How did you meet? So you meet the producer and songwriter, and you decide, I'm going to be an artist. And so then COVID happens, and you take a little bit, of a breather. But you're doing stuff, right? Are you releasing music at this time? What's going on?
Yeah. So the cool thing about COVID, if I can say it was a cool thing, is that nobody in Nashville could leave their house. Same as in Norway. So people were actually thinking that I've lived in Nashville because when we were writing songs, they couldn't go to a friend's house and write songs. So everybody was sitting at home. So I was able to meet so many people from Nashville and write songs with them. And that's something I love to do, write songs. And so during COVID, I actually put out a lot of music. But the problem was you couldn't like do anything with it because you couldn't go on tour. So I just put out music a lot. But it was kind of like, it felt dead, if you know what I mean, because you couldn't like help the music get out there.
Yeah, no audience.
Yeah. So, but I learned a lot from it. And when I could go to Nashville again, I just, my people, the networking that I've done through songwriting was so much bigger. So I could meet a lot of people when I came here.
Right.
So tell me, what's your process for writing a song?
There's a lot of different processes. For me, I feel like you're always in a state of songwriting in your mind.
You're listening.
Yeah, it's like every single word. You can just watch a movie or whatever. And every time I hear something cool, I write it down. And then after a while, you kind of have a song idea. And then you have written all this notes down that you can use in the songs. So that's my process. And also, I write a lot of songs back home, but I bring them to Nashville. And I meet with these great songwriters here, and they help me make the song better.
Do you are you a lyricist or do you write music as well?
I do both.
You do both?
Yeah.
Great.
Does one come first usually?
I like to just take the guitar and play and just sing random words just to get the melody.
Right.
Because it's easier than to just have to like write something and you have to find the melody for the words. I find it easier to have a melody at the same time, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Just to lay the foundation, and then you can work on that.
That's awesome. So I mean, you're in town, and all of a sudden, COVID's over, and you're playing Tortuga.
Yeah.
And then you decide you're going to come to town and start. How did you meet Brad? I mean, so just Daniel, all of a sudden after COVID, is recording with the producer who produces Maren Morris's music.
Wow.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah,
how did that happen?
The things that are happening to me, I always felt like they're in front of me. I've never felt like I was ready for the things that are happening to me. It happens too fast, everything. So I always have to I have to reach for it. And like Drew always telling me when I'm talking on the phone, you have to be ready for it. You just, when things happen, you have to be ready. So I've been struggling a lot with that. Also the elbow room thing, I felt like I wasn't ready for it, but I was. So the thing that happened when I started working with Brad Hill, to be from Norway and to work with people like that is kind of surreal because we're not used to celebrities the same way as you guys are. You can meet Chris Young in a bar. I sang at the Whiskey Jam and Chris Young was sitting there having a beer. For me, that was crazy and people didn't notice him at all.
By the way, like it's worth saying that Daniel sang at Whiskey Jam.
Yeah.
Like maybe his 6th time in Nashville, and there's people who have been trying to get on that show for
yeah, that was crazy.
8 years that haven't been able to get on it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Chris was there. He was there.
He was standing in the bar having a beer.
Yeah. Not surprised, but
and also Kip Moore was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he was sitting on the back.
Because it was kind of dead. It was during CMA Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was not as packed as it normally is, but that's interesting that you had those two there.
Yeah, I know.
And his band, Daniel's band that night was like the first call studio musicians for all the major artists.
Yeah.
It was really awesome.
That's what I was saying. When I was in studio with Brad Hill and he brought in his musicians, that's the guy that plays on every single Luke Combs record. The whole band, that's Luke Combs studio musicians. And for me from Norway, it was like, oh my God, I can be here.
Surreal.
It's surreal.
Well, you've got that Jenta philosophy. Did I say it right?
Jante. Yeah.
What's that mean?
So in Norway, there's a thing called the Jante law.
Yantalo?
Jenta law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means that you're not supposed to think you are something. You're not supposed to think you're better than anybody. So you always have this humility that kind of brings you down.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that term. But we need to use that with your circle in the desert.
Good luck.
Maybe we'll get shirts made.
Remember.
Yeah. So what Drew's always telling me that you need to be somewhere in between, not too
right
up front, but also not too.
Well, you're trying to be a music artist, which like the whole point of it is to stand on a stage and have people want to watch you.
Yeah.
It's like somewhat counter.
Opposite.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to be full of yourself, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, and I wanted to go to Nashville because I wanted to get better in what I do. And what I learned from soccer playing is that to get better, you have to surround yourself with people that are better than you.
Yeah.
So you have something always to reach
So
for.
play off. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And it's been helping a lot to be here. And every time I'm here, something crazy happens.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's great.
there's something about this city that is awesome.
Well, in two ways, right? Like something crazy happens, but then also something crazy good for your career happens.
Yeah, that's
Both of those.
That's true. That's true. But we can't talk about that.
Yeah, that's not part of this interview. Yeah, thank you.
But it's true though. And also, the cool thing about Nashville is the Nashville brand is so strong that when things happen in Nashville, it helps a lot for my career in Norway as well. And also, what happens in Norway helps with my career in Nashville. So it kind of plays both ways.
Do you perform a lot in Norway?
Yeah, I have a lot of like gigs and stuff. But lately things have been blowing up there.
Right.
And that's probably because I've been working mostly in Nashville.
Okay.
I'm trying to make things happen in Nashville. But as I'm saying, it have a positive way of make things happen in Norway as well. So it kind of happen by itself.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they help each other. What about your sisters? Do they still perform
Yeah.
with you or?
They just got done with a concert north in Norway. They are Christian.
Oh,
Christians.
wonderful.
Yeah, so they're traveling around with my dad,
Oh,
the
okay.
minister, and they also they're really good singers, and they're also married to their husbands are also musicians.
Oh, wow.
So you're a very musical family.
Yeah,
I mean, there's certain cultures where you meet, for example, I just happen to have a bunch of people around my community up in the north suburbs of Chicago who are Mormon, and it's like everybody can sing, everybody plays an instrument, it's part of the culture. Is that something in Norway? Like, is music a thing or just your family?
just my family. No, the thing,
Hey, what about this law, right?
just people been teaching me. I'm learning.
Yeah.
The thing is, so my ancestors or my relatives are actually gypsies. Yeah, from back in the days, and the music were very strong for them. So every single one I know that are related to me can sing or play or something like that. So it might be that are coming through.
Little genetics.
Yes.
Usually is.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So then, so you're you're recording with Brad. You're playing on Whiskey Jam. You're doing all these things. What now? Like what? But where do you go from there? Like what's the goal now?
The goal right now is to find the song that are gonna make everything crazy, like it's always been. It's always about the song. It's always to find the right song and always try to find that. But the difference now from what it was before, I feel like I've grown so much in music and also the people I know, the network around me, that when I release a song now, it will be a lot easier to find its audience and to actually happen something. Like it just if you release a song and you have nothing behind you, no team, no nothing will happen. So you have to have something to like push the song out there. I feel like it's easier now.
So you have a manager and
Yeah, I just signed a deal with a manager in Norway
okay.
that are crazy good, and also I'm looking for somebody in Nashville too to work.
There it is again. Every 10 minutes.
Every time I'm struggling with my English.
That's spooky.
Yeah. So this manager are going to collaborate with the manager in Nashville.
Okay.
So with the things I was talking about earlier, that to make things go hand in hand, to help each other out.
Wow. So like what year was it that you hopped up on stage on Broadway?
I think this was, where are we now? 20?
Wow.
2020 was COVID.
Before COVID.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so 2019.
Yeah.
Around there, 2019.
Wow. So like in 5 years' time.
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 years. So
That's insane. Do you recognize that? That's insane. Everything that's happened in those.
That is crazy.
You didn't even know you wanted to be an artist.
That is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Nashville is crazy. But also what I was clear.
You're also very talented. So let's give you a little bit of.
That does add.
Yeah, you're very talented.
Thank you. So for me to hear you say that is because you guys are from there, you are in Nashville, you work with music people, and it makes a difference to hear people say that. Also, a lot of people doesn't know that musicians are very. We like to hear that. Actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because in Nashville, you're always struggling to get better. And in Nashville, everybody is so crazy talented.
There's so much talent here.
Yeah, everybody. Like the Uber driver is so much better guitar player than I am. The guy that will park your car is a crazy good singer. They're top-notch artists. And for me to come from Norway, talk like this, and try to be somebody, to hear that you say that you think I'm a talented artist, it means the world for real. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I always joke about that though. It's like, well, your first step is you got to be better. You got to be a better vocalist than the bartender.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's actually true.
It's really hard to do because the bartender's usually a pretty stinking good vocalist.
I know. I wasn't a local.
Yeah,
There's a place I really like, a bar in Nashville, and I knew the singer, the bartender, a girl there, was a really good singer. So I was there and I asked about that girl. Is she here? Is she working? I was like, who? The girl that's singing. Oh, everybody's here singing. It wasn't only one. It was every single bartender at the local was singers.
That's funny.
Yeah.
well, I mean, there's only so many spots on a playlist or spots on the radio or spots on whatever in music. So how many people do you think, thousands of people are here doing music, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it only stands to reason that there's not enough to go around for everybody to be making a living doing it. So you got to do something. So they're bartending, Ubering, doing whatever. And, it's really kind of it's interesting though. But I've always viewed it as there's so much talent. I'm curious how you feel about it. There's so much talent here that almost trying to be the most talented is a bad strategy.
Yeah, almost. The thing that I think make you an artist that people want to listen to is that you have to have something that the others doesn't have. You have to be different in some way. It doesn't have to be that you're a better singer, but there have to be something about you that so you're not the same as all the others. I had this conversation with the producer, the first producer I saw, and I was like, why isn't everybody that are singing on Broadway crazy famous? Because they're so crazy good. And he was like, that guy, he sounds just like Tim McGraw. That guy, a girl, she sounds just like Carrie Underwood. We already have them. We need something different. I think that's the thing that you have to look for.
I mean, is that not just any business, Mike?
Yeah, sure. I mean, anytime somebody comes up with something really new, either it flops miserably or it's a gigantic success. But when it's a success, you go, oh, that's why, because it's totally different, right? I mean,
yeah.
In music too, the other thing is that I'm always amazed by some of the biggest things that blow up are really simple, right? They're not complicated. They're not masterpieces. They're just really simple and listenable and
That's, yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, I can't get out of my head. So first of all, in pop music, when you look at the songwriters, there's 8 songwriters on every pop song.
Right.
And I'm just imagining what these 8 people are doing in this room, this highly funded room at Universal Music or whatever, publishing.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, all right, so I'm thinking it's going to go, she got that yummy, yummy, yum. And somebody else is like, yes.
No, that's so.
Add another yummy.
So this happened. A friend of mine, Sharon Waxman, her son got nominated for a Grammy for this song Virgo's Revenge on Beyonce's album.
Yeah,
he's one of 9 people nominated for the song. And I'm like, which 10 seconds did he do? Right, and she played me the 10 seconds. It's like this little riff, and he got nominated for. I mean, it's really good, but it's literally
it's like your developer guy who's like, I don't do marketing websites. I draw the line on marketing websites.
Right.
There's people in LA that are like, I'm the pre-chorus guy.
Right.
Oh, a chorus? I can't start. I'm the pre-chorus guy.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is
not the chorus.
Right.
But it's the same thing though. There's a band in Norway called Aha. You probably heard.
Take on me. Yes. Take on.
Have you ever?
Is that your big claim to fame?
Have you ever listened to the lyrics in that song?
There's 4 words. Right?
And it doesn't make sense.
No, it makes no sense.
Because they're Norwegians. They don't
Take on me, take me on.
Yeah.
Is that it?
On me. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Wow.
Well, it's also
So there are verses too, but the song in itself, it just doesn't make sense if you just read the lyrics.
Yeah.
So they probably not watched a lot of Hollywood movies. That's a cool word. That's a cool word. Just put them down here and make a cool.
It works in music. It doesn't work so well in script writing.
They had a breakthrough music video too. They had an amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I want to know who sat in a room and wrote WAP. That's what I want to know. Like,
wow.
yeah,
Right.
no,
8 people.
no, Cardi B song.
Oh yeah, wow. Right.
Yeah, hello.
No, it's like
Yeah.
very poetic. Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's very deep, meaningful.
I know.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like,
Number one song in America, kids.
it's so funny because you've got this massive amount of money being invested in these artists, and they're like, this is the type of stuff they're coming up with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's nuts. And then like to hear the stories, like that story, with Michael, like about. Like he moves to Chicago to work with R. Kelly, and he's just like sit in that chair and just I'll let you know when to do something.
Yeah.
Like totally disorganized chaos.
Yeah. Complete.
What is happening? And it's like meanwhile, like they're like, oh yeah, we got that yummy yum, and
Yeah.
but some producers like, yep, put another $1 million in it. Like what? But when it works, it really works.
Well, it's also because you're an inspired, talented person, and you're writing for the masses, basically, right? And so whatever masses it is, they're likely to like simple, catchy stuff, right? Oldest trick in the book, right?
Yeah, it's the same in Norway.
Yeah.
The Norwegian songs that makes the radio and that everybody's streaming, the lyrics are gone. It's like they're talking about get wasted and find some girls.
Right.
Do whatever with the girls that you.
Who would want to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, but you can't say it. Like, just say the words that you cannot say.
Right.
And
You can't just say that sitting with your friends. Like, I'm going to get drunk and go score. Like, what?
so that's the music. So, like the lyrics, the deep lyrics, that it doesn't get heard. You have the catchy, cool stuff. And of course, that's where the money is.
I like the deep lyrics, though.
I mean,
I do.
I don't.
Like,
I'm
so
weird.
George Strait. I'm back at the George Strait. I
Oh my
love
God,
George Strait.
Storytelling.
The chair?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm a sucker for.
The chair is so good.
Oh, it's so good.
So
Do you
anything.
know how he wrote that song?
No.
So he was the guy that wrote the song. I don't remember his name. That's not George Strait.
Right.
He was in this bar, and there was somebody sitting and talking to him because he had a lot of hits, and he said, "You can make a good hit about everything." And this other guy asked him, "Can you write a song about the chair?" And he said, "Yeah, I can write a song about a chair." That's how that song.
And the song, oh my gosh. And
That's it?
so good. Do you know that song, Michael?
No.
Oh, you have to look. Anything George Strait is just, it owns me.
You got a little Daniel with the chair?
Come on, let's go.
No, that's what I'm trying to
Oh yeah, that's right. We're talking about another language.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't speak English, so sorry.
You don't know English. Got excuse. Siri will come in, or here in a second. That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's wild and crazy because I'm imagining. So now I want to go back to this Norway thing. So you're telling me that these country stars were just like, hey, we can make a couple extra bucks if we just sell the song to whatever company in Norway to put Norwegian lyrics over it. They were just like, clearly they were getting the songs licensed, right?
I don't know.
What else can we
It was in church, though. He said,
Yeah.
church.
Oh,
Is it church?
so they were releasing it on the radio.
No.
It's
Singing it
all
church.
like
They were using the tunes and
Yeah.
putting religious lyrics.
So you don't have to get licensed for that. I mean, unless somebody like turns you in, but what are they going to do?
Yeah.
The church.
Just singing hymns at church. Yeah.
But that still is remarkable that happened. That's amazing.
Yeah, and the thing is, like a lot of them, I didn't know either, but they didn't know that they were actually singing songs about getting wasted, and that's the original lyrics,
Oh, I see. So they didn't really, right. They just like the tune, right?
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of the old people in Norway, they don't know English. The only thing they know is "I love you," because they heard Elvis Presley sing that.
Right.
Alone with Tender. That's the only thing they know, and that's also a crazy thing when we think about lyrics and melodies and stuff like that. How much a melody means in a song.
Yeah.
Because Norwegian don't understand English, but we only listen to English artists. They don't know. They don't understand what they're singing about,
Right.
but they still listen to it.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can take a look at some of the Latin pop music that's out right now.
Mhm.
And I mean, they're selling out stadiums. And there's a lot of people who do not speak Spanish
Yeah.
in those stadiums that are enjoying the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad Bunny. It is remarkable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Right.
I want to come to Norway.
Yeah,
Same.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Went to the Lofoten Islands. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Way north.
yeah. That's
We need to do a Norway. Drew?
It's in.
Right.
All right, let us know. But get some shows.
Yeah, next time you're performing, let us know.
And get it so that some
So we're
American artists can come. Yeah.
How about summer? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
No, I want to come in winter. I want to be there.
so
Oh,
cold.
come on. I sure love it.
Aw,
Oh, is it?
God.
On,
I actually put a
You got to do it.
I put a video out on TikTok where I had a bucket of water and I threw it in the air and it actually turns to snow before it hits the ground.
Stop it.
Oh, that's so
On
cool.
TikTok?
Yeah.
I'm going on your TikTok.
Yeah, that's how cold it is.
Yeah.
We were trying to have a competition between the two of us to see who had a colder climate, and I was in Chicago and it was like negative 10, negative 30 feels like. You're like, oh no, it's actually just negative 30 here.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't feel like anything.
He's further north.
So is this your winter now too?
Yeah, so right now it's better. It's like it's not usually that cold
Okay.
where I live, but something's happening. I don't know if the climate changed or whatever, but before
Global warming.
yeah, I know. That's what I felt too when it was that cold. But the thing is, before you have to go up north in Norway to see the northern lights,
Mm-hmm.
but I can just look out my front door.
I am going to see Northern Lights this year.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
going.
Yeah, so I was there on the drive. I was
That would be fun.
northern lights.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. That
We're
was
beeping. We're beeping.
Oh, we're beeping again. You got to press the go button one more time.
So, yeah, when's a good month to come to Norway?
I think summer is the best.
So summer is just our summer as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, so we're same. Okay.
Yeah.
I went there in July. It was fantastic.
Really?
July is the best month because July and August it's
Never
best.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
it's
dark.
I don't-
See, I wouldn't sleep. I hate seeing.
I was above the Arctic Circle. I never got dark.
It's true. And also, I remember Eminem at a concert in Oslo,
Uh-huh.
and he said, "We're going to party till the sun goes down."
Sun doesn't go down.
So he was just standing there.
Oh my gosh.
Eminem was making lots of friends in San Francisco this weekend. He was flipping the crowd off from his suite at the football game.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, there's pictures of it, yeah.
Why was he doing that?
Because he's a Lions fan. He's from Detroit.
Oh, that is true. He is.
8 Mile.
He was actually born in, I think, St. Joseph, Missouri, actually.
Yeah. And then moved to Detroit.
Just doing it
I
there,
would
Drew.
love to have it.
So,
Yes.
Daniel, were you influenced by any other kinds of music besides country when you were young?
I like to say that I love good music.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter what genre.
Uh-huh.
I also love R&B music,
Right.
but I probably love soul.
Right.
This is
If you could time travel back to see an artist you never saw, who would it be? Live.
I think it has to be Elvis Presley.
Strong choice.
Right? I love that.
Oh my
Great.
God. I think
Imagine.
he's something special. Like, there's a lot of artists, but Elvis Presley, when you look at pictures of him together with other people,
Uh-huh.
he wasn't like anybody.
Did you watch the movie?
Oh my God, yeah.
So I met the guy who played him at the reception after the thing at the Palm Springs Film Festival.
Oh, really? Alex
Yeah.
Butler?
Austin Butler. Yeah.
Austin Butler.
I met him. He was a really nice guy. And what happened was they were making the movie and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So he had almost 2 years with nothing to do. And all he did was just watch every YouTube video of Elvis.
Yeah.
He's the same kind of personality as me. He's totally obsessive, right?
Yeah.
And he just, I go, like, how often? He goes, like, he's kind of sheepish. He was like 5-6 hours a day. Like for 18 months, all he did was watch Elvis.
He had to hire a dialect coach to actually change his dialect because he had to go back to him because he
Or you mean afterwards?
afterwards because he morphed he basically morphed himself into Elvis, which is crazy. But I thought he did such a great job. That was amazing.
Fantastic. He was a really nice guy too. Really, really nice guy. Amazing. Right.
When did you go to the film festival?
You were at the same one. It was a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm on the board of that, you know.
You are? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I got to meet him at the reception. He was a really cool guy.
My best friend is actually a Elvis impersonator.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like Bruno
yeah.
Mars.
Yeah, it was.
Bruno Mars is so good. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
His show is one of my favorite shows.
That was one of the best.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was amazing.
He's so
Yeah.
good.
The live thing you have Versace on the floor when you do that live.
Oh,
is
so good.
But so he was, you guys probably know this, as a kid, he did an Elvis
I know
in Hawaii. That's what he did.
Yeah.
As a little kid.
Speaking of Super Bowl, how about Usher as the halftime?
Terrible.
Has anybody even like my kids are the only reason they know Usher is because it's getting hot in here. That's the only song.
Yeah, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I know.
They're like, well,
Well, I mean, they periodically they'll go back and have a legacy act play, but I mean, Bruno Mars was super relevant when he played The Weeknd. Super relevant.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Super relevant. That's right.
What's his name? Who played Maroon 5?
Yeah.
What's his name? I'm blanking. Lead singer.
Adam Levine.
There you go.
Yeah. And even The Weeknd. Right.
Oh my gosh. So fun Maroon 5 story that nobody wants to hear. But I'm in college and they're just starting to blow up, but they're like blowing up in a way where sorority girls like are really excited about them, but nobody else really knows about them.
Right.
And they're playing at a place called the Canopy Club, which, to tell you the level of that venue, it's a converted movie theater.
Okay.
And all these girls won't stop talking about that Maroon 5 is coming to town. So I'm like, I'm going to go see this. I'm a musician. I'm going to see what's up. So I went in there. I was like one of 10 dudes because everybody was there for Adam Levine.
Right. All 500.
And so
500 women.
Yeah. So I'm standing there, drinking well vodka or something that's probably like shortened my life by now. and I'm watching and I'm like, it's unbelievable. It was that first album that blew up and I was
so good.
I was blown away. I was like, these guys are unbelievable. So I left early because I just, I'm a snobby musician. Can't stay to the end of the concert. So I'm outside and, just kind of hanging out, like trying to call and figure out what's next. And they all walk out of the backstage was the street, and go to their bus. And I was just like, guys, you guys are really good. And they turned to me and they're like, oh yeah, thank you. I'm sure it was Adam Levine. I have no idea because at the time I didn't recognize any of them. But they went on to, I still can't, they're still relevant. This was 2003, maybe?
Yeah, they are still.
And they're still, I can't believe it. And then like moves like Jagger came back out. It's unbelievable group. So
yeah, they are really good.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's soulful. Oh, they're soulful.
Super soulful.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Super, super soulful. All right, Daniel. So what's next, man? What you're writing songs, artist career. What are we doing here? Are you gonna move to Nashville? What's that look like?
It's looking good. That's what I want to do.
Are you gonna bring your whole family or?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kids will come too?
Yeah. I think
good.
So. I
Love
hope
it.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now they have their own opinion and they decide themselves, but they love Nashville. I brought them here.
Okay.
And my youngest son, he was 18. And we were in Nashville, but he couldn't get in anywhere because he was 21.
Right.
In Norway, you have to be 18.
Right.
But we found this one karaoke place where he could go. The thing about the karaoke place, it was only girls, 18 years old.
So he really liked it.
Yeah, so he looked at me and he said, Daddy, I'll never go home again. I just stay here in Nashville. So
move it in.
Yeah, he loves Nashville and I love Nashville. So I feel like it's weird, but when I'm in the US, it feels like I'm coming home. I don't know why. I just feel like I belong here somehow. The people are so
nice here.
Yeah, people are so nice here. So
and there's so much variety,
Yeah, and also a lot of people saying that people from Nashville and the US, they are kind of saying things that they don't mean. Some of them probably do, but I haven't met too many of them. And actually, my experience with people from the US is that they actually are kind and they say that
go to LA.
Here. Yeah,
I changed your mind. I changed your mind. LA.
Daniel, I think you have a neither valid nor reliable data set. Because you know what? Because I think you're actually right. The people that you've met have come through for the most part on everything.
Yeah, the same things that I can. Sometimes the same things that I wouldn't do.
Right.
You can seriously mean that. A friend of mine from Nashville, he has told me that I could borrow his house to stay there. And I was like, thank you so much. I didn't know that he wasn't going to be there. He just put the keys under the doormat and just have the house. That's crazy. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know him that good.
Right.
And it was okay. And
I would do that.
Yeah.
But people in California probably wouldn't do that. They think you're going to rob them.
Yeah.
They'd be paranoid.
Norway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So things like that have happened here that are...
No, people in Nashville are really nice. I have to say, I've been coming here since I was 15 years old, and every time, I've never, knock on wood, I've never ever had a bad experience. I've never met anybody rude or, it's an incredible place. I love it here.
And it makes you want to be like that.
It makes you want to be around.
Yeah,
it does.
In Norway, people are more, they don't talk as much or outgoing. So every time I go back, like if I'm in a grocery store or whatever, I say hi to people. I say, hello, how are you? Mm-hmm. And they're just looking at you like, I don't know.
That's the way Seattle is.
That's the way LA is.
Asians.
Yeah. No, that's the way LA is too. I mean, my twins and I we always talk about the fact that we go home, We have a totally different persona than we do when we come here. We come here and it's you talk to people, how are you as your day? And they actually really want to know how you are and how your day is.
Yeah.
And so you actually have these it takes a long time to get out of a grocery store here. But at home, people don't talk to you. No. It's just, they don't care. They don't really want to talk to you. They don't even want to look you in the eye. So it's just,
I know.
It's interesting. The dynamic is very interesting.
Yeah.
It's Southern hospitality.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of Midwest mixed in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a little bit.
Chicago's pretty friendly that way too.
Yeah, just, you're not too far from Indiana.
Yeah, it's true. Midwest people are like that too. They're very homey, very sweet, very kind. I love it out here.
It's easy when I meet people like you. We're talking for 5 minutes and it feels like I've known you forever.
Right.
And also Drew is like, the first time I met him, he's like, okay, we were best friends now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like,
no, it's true. That's how I feel about Drew.
Yeah.
And Megan. She's the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel, I met him. My first reaction was, wow, this guy's got a great voice. My second reaction was, why is every Norwegian person I meet so stinking jacked?
I know.
Is it that you guys are trying to keep like the Viking thing like going? Like what's no, you're at Tortuga. Like it was like a line of like these people live in the gym or you eat
That's
like raw
when we're going
cows.
to Tortuga. The only thing.
Oh, you do, yeah.
Nobody have clothes in Tortuga. We think, okay, we have to hit the gym before we go there.
We need to get Mike to Tortuga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, get out of there.
You got to come to Tortuga, Michael.
All right, I will. Yeah, where is it?
Fort Lauderdale.
It's in Fort Lauderdale.
It's so funny because like I told my my friend she grew up in Malibu about Tortuga. I'm like, yeah, come to Tortuga. It's awesome. It's in Fort Lauderdale. She goes, oh, Florida. Yeah, I've never been there. You could tell right away. She's like, why am I going to Florida again?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant it was in the Caribbean. I was like, yeah, Tortuga. There is a Tortuga in the Caribbean.
Is there?
Yeah.
It's in Fort Lauderdale, which is basically the festival itself is just people from all over. But I've learned that Fort Lauderdale is just New Yorkers. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of New Yorkers that hang out there, and then us, we get there.
Yeah. But the Tortuga is awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do agree though on the kindness front. There is the entertainment industry, I think, does sort of because we talked about this before. There's like not a ton of barrier to entry. Like you can just be like, oh, I'm a manager, or oh, I'm a producer, or I'm a songwriter, or whatever. You just say it, and then you are that. So it does kind of like attract the wrong people. But I have also met a bunch of people who go way out of their way to help.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I think like it in some ways, you we talk about the Nashville Nights, we joke about it, right? But like,
it's a lot of that too, though.
it's real. I mean,
it is.
Well, what it is it's like, again, it's, we just heard stories of like, you're hanging out in the studio and you have all these huge name people that you're hanging out with and you're rubbing elbows with. But there's nothing ever really comes, like, when is the moment when something's going to come of this?
Yeah. And the thing is,
it's hard to get to that.
Yeah. Sometimes you think that, oh my God, I've talked to that guy. Now things are going to happen.
Yeah.
But nothing happens. So you're always like struggling for something. You think it's just around the corner, and then just a little bit more. You have to do a little bit more always. But you're always growing. You're always stretching. You're climbing the ladder a little bit at a time. I was talking to Megan just before the show about how people saying they blew up overnight. Almost nobody has.
Yeah, that's
no, nobody really does.
It took 20 years.
Feel like that.
It feels like that because when it happens fast. But it's a lot of work.
A lot of work getting them.
Yeah.
What is country music a thing in Norway? Is it very popular?
Yeah, it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. The only thing is that they like a little bit more of the classic country.
Okay.
They're not
like old country, like George Strait, George Jones, all that.
Yeah, all that, and also the new country, but that is Luke Combs more than Sam Hunt.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I like both. So
they like the more country, not the pop country so much. Okay.
And also the thing is, we just had our own radio station, not just now, but a few years ago with country music that only plays country music.
Okay.
And that plays it plays the playlists from the US. So they gradually get exposed to the broad country truth, so they get used to it. So that's where I want to be. I want to be somewhere in between there that actually is the artist that kind of brings the new sound to Norway, because it's really growing.
Mm-hmm.
And also Europe, because Europe is growing like crazy. The UK are blowing up.
It sounds like you have a time machine. Essentially, Norway, you're like Biff Tannen. You have all of the outcomes to all of the sporting events for the last 10 years, and you just got to go bet on them.
Right.
Like it sounds like literally Norway is just a certain number of years. Figure out how many years behind it is, and then release a song exactly like whatever the next one is that would have come out.
Yeah, for real.
We got a strategy. You now have an American manager. There you go.
Thank you so much.
It's good. Yeah.
Finally. But it's true though, because they also said the same thing in country music. If you have pop music today, that's country music in 2 years.
Yeah.
People are talking about that. It's the same thing in Norway. You see what's growing in Norway is getting bigger and bigger, but they don't have that much artists to follow up with it, because if you're going to make a lot of money now playing country music in Norway, you have to play the classic country music, because the mainstream country music listeners listen to that.
Are there any artists who are not in English on the radio?
Yeah, a lot of them in Norway. And they sing the same lyrics, but in Norwegian.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing that?
No. I feel like the American language sounds better. Sing it.
Yeah.
It's too like staccato.
Right.
But there's a lot of great singers that sings in Norway. In Norwegian.
Okay, teach us to say something in Norwegian.
Bad words or no?
My grandfather would always say "Kenneth Snukkadoris." I don't know what that means.
I prefer
What is that?
badly.
Kenneth Snukkadoris or something like that.
So you just said I can speak Norwegian.
Oh no, there's another one.
Okay.
Kenneth Snukkadoris?
No. That's when I was taught two things. One of them was a curse word that my grandfather would say, and the other one was Kenneth Snukkadoris.
Yeah,
I could speak Norwegian.
probably.
The other one was I forget what it was.
Yeah, so you can say mitt navn er.
Wait, what?
Mitt navn er.
Vietnam Nai?
No, I.
No.
Vietnam Nai?
Yes, er.
I?
You have to have the R.
Okay, I. Oh, it's a I.
Er.
Okay, I don't know. Your R.
Yeah, you got it.
I don't.
Yeah. Yes, mitt navn er.
Which means?
None.
My name is.
Oh, okay. I was looking for a swear word. Come on.
Yeah, give
Your
me
mother is a
swear word.
hamster.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Your mother's a hamster. What?
That's a Monty Python show. Right. Yeah. He knows. Right. Yeah. All guys know. Right.
Yeah, so, well, a lot of the cuss words we have is the same because we say it in America.
Oh, fair. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do the R&D for the rest of the world. It's true. We really do. That's awesome. Well, hey, man, I appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, me too. Love having you.
Best of luck, Dan.
Thanks for coming all the way from Norway for this.
Yeah, I flew right in.
I actually did that.
I know. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It means the world that you actually are interested in having a conversation with me.
Yes,
So, thank you so
absolutely.
much.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Are you gonna?
We can't wait to go to Norway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got to do also, we have to talk about our lovely sponsor, the Russell Hotel here
Yes. Thank you, the Nashville
Nashville.
Hotel.
Daniel has joined me at my house here in East Nashville a few times.
Yeah.
What do you think about this neighborhood, Daniel?
It's a beautiful neighborhood. I love East Nashville. So if I'm going to move here, I would like to stay in East Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You stay in East Nashville?
I would like to stay here.
Is-
I'm going to move here.
Yeah. Is the crime okay in East Nashville? Because
So-
my niece lived in East Nashville and their car got stolen, and then they have some issues out here.
Yeah, so
Out of East Nashville.
So East Nashville, historically, Nashville's an interesting place, right? And people
Right.
don't know all of this, especially people who come here for like bachelorette parties.
Right.
And they're just here wandering around as a group of 10 girls and they have no idea where they're going or what's happening.
Right.
Yeah, so Nashville has government housing spread out in many different neighborhoods.
Okay.
Germantown, Edge Hill. Now, it was really concentrated in East Nashville for quite a while, and low-cost housing, government subsidized, like home purchasing, things like that was all, like for many, many years, that was all sort of in East Nashville. Now, what happened was Nashville started to double like every couple of years in size. And so quickly the city center needs to go like this, and the houses that are pretty close to the city center start to become more and more valuable, East Nashville included. And it just started to become a place that's gentrifying pretty quickly. A guitar tech 7-8 years ago would buy a house for $120,000 here, and now that house is worth $750,000. Wow. You know, so it's just become very quickly, this neighborhood has become, you know, one where there's a lot of people living here. Now, there's still a fair amount of government housing, and they're actually doing, the city of Nashville is trying their hardest to do something that I think is somewhat innovative. They're doing mixed-use housing. So they're recognizing that there's several problems happening. First of all, you can't have rundown old subsidized housing right in the middle of a neighborhood where every other house is $1 million. Like, you can't have that. So they're rebuilding really new, nice housing. But what they're also doing is they're recognizing, like, our police officers, firefighters, teachers don't have any place to live because those people can't afford $1 million house. So they're putting market rate units in there. And it's an experiment. I guess we'll see how it goes. But they've put a ton of money into making that happen. With that said, my experience, my house is very, very close to the largest housing projects in East Nashville, and I've had no issues.
Good.
I had 3 giant TVs on my porch. They arrived a week early, and they were just sitting on my porch, and they just sat there for the full week, and then
Great.
nothing.
That's good.
We've parked all. I know, right? We've parked all sorts of really nice. I know, right? We've parked all sorts of really nice cars overnight in the driveway for months, and nothing. And it's part of what I think the issue that remains here. So I guess I'm saying is East Nashville is changing quite a bit. Now, part of what the issue that remains here is really homelessness.
Yeah,
And homelessness is really mental health and substance abuse.
it really is.
100%.
And so, like,
We're not fixing.
that's where you get the car. So if you get a little further down by homeless shelters like Trinity Lane and stuff like that, that's where you start to get some of the cars smashed in and stuff like that, because it's just like, it's homeless. It's a problem. I mean, a lot of the shelters are out in this area, and the Russell Hotel, I mean, I guess that's a nice segue.
Well, I think that what they've done is great. Doing a homeless shelter and stuff, like, I think they've really done a great job. Okay, let's read it.
All right, here we go. So you got to find it first. But this podcast is brought to you by the Russell Hotel in lovely East Nashville, Tennessee. And this is a 1-for-1 hotel where a portion of the proceeds for every stay here at the Russell Hotel go to support nonprofits in efforts to house the homeless here in East Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you, the Russell.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel. Well, we'll see you in Norway.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
your party.
Just send us the date,
Yeah.
and we're in.
Skull.
Yeah.
Skull.
Give us some dates. Like, do it. Like, have us come when you have like some dates. Like, not just one date.
I'm
Like-
gonna have a few days in the Oslo area, and we can party after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunter already said he'd open for you.
Yeah, I know. It's all
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Hunter.
Oh.
I just,
Oh, he did.
yeah, it was,
Well, where's Hunter? Why is he not here?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because he's busy preparing to open for Daniel.
Is he living in LA now?
No, he's here. He just told that to Daniel at one time, and I quickly was like, yeah, no, that I don't think that's. All right, man. See you around.
Yeah, like
All right, yeah, bye.